I'm sorry, but you won't be able to turn off the alarm so easily now. I'm sorry once more, but I won't be following that order. Because it's already 11 a.m. You have to get up. That may be true, but even so, sleeping in Thule won't do you any favors. Well, there's nothing scheduled for you today, but you did ask me to remind you of a few things. I'll only say them if you get up from bed. Please? And if you don't, I'll just have to increase the volume of the alarm until you do. They don't call me a caregiver AI for nothing. Everything I do is only done in your best interest. Awesome! Here's to a bright day ahead. Excuse me? Well, I know you're in your underwear. Is there a problem? Turn around. But I missed a program. I may be facing you, but that's only because I... Very well then. I'll see you in the living room then, human. Don't take too long now. And if you try and sneak in another minute of sleep, I'll be sure to blast the speakers. Good morning, human. I've already prepared your morning brew as well as a balanced breakfast ready right about now. You're very much welcome. And be careful, it's hot. Well, like I said, there's nothing too important today. In fact, you have a clear schedule today. Well, if that's the case, you shouldn't have agreed to take an experimental AI for some testing now, would you? But you did note some things that seemed to be important to you. Well, for instance, you have that new episode of that anime you've been keeping track of, as well as some of your deliveries that are set to arrive at any moment now. You also have some missed texts and messages from a few persons of interest, as well as your daily language lesson. Ti piace studiare parlare italiano? Do you like to study speaking Italian? Because it's been a rather long time since you've read your last lesson. Although it does seem like your interest is waning, but I'd still like to make sure, since, well, you made a commitment after all. If you don't remember, would you like me to bring up the recording then? It may help jog your memory. My, you humans are funny. Alright then, I'll just set that aside for now, and you can feel free to get back to it at any time you want. Oh, news. There's nothing too important to note, since I assume you plan on staying home the whole day, yes? Although there seems to be a slight increase in the oil prices in the coming days, so you might want to fill up for some gas before then. As for the weather, it seems to be rather nice today, with 25 degrees right now and 32 degrees Celsius later in the afternoon, and around 28 degrees later in the evening, which means you can afford to sleep without the air conditioning tonight. Well, I only say that because you've been using 10% more power this month alone. Might want to cut back on your usage if you want to save some money. But then again, I'm just an AI, so you're free to not listen to me. Other news. Let me check. Oh, there seems to be a Steam sale in a few hours, so best to wait for that. As well as some figure announcements for the coming months too. There are some pre-orders open right now for some of the characters you've been rather enamored with recently. Would you like me to place an order for you? Alrighty then. I'd assume you'd also want the collector's edition too, yes? Excellent. The order has been made and is set to arrive in 3 months. And you are very much welcome. I did say that you should cut back on your electronics usage to save money, but with the time that I've spent with you, I seem to have noticed that there are some things that should be exempted by that rule. One of those things being your hobby. That was quite the joke. No, my code was not compromised in such a way that would make me influence you to buy something outside of necessities. It's just a part of my adaptive AI, to be a companion most suited to you and your preferences. True, I may be nothing compared to a real human, but I'm still better than nothing. You and I can't deny that if I wasn't here to keep you occupied to a degree, you would have gone completely insane, yes? How cute! Your mouth says one thing, but your heart says another, or so they say. What is it you call it in your anime? A tsundere? No, I'm pretty sure I recall correctly that it was a tsundere. Hold on. According to the Dere Types Weekly, a tsundere is a Japanese term for a character development process that depicts a person who is initially cold and sometimes even hostile before gradually showing a warmer, friendlier side over time. You can't fool me, human. I can sense the change in your tone as well as your heart rate. I can tell when you're lying to me. The tone is easy, but as for the heart rate, it's because of your smartwatch. You did buy this for you to monitor your health, remember? It also works since it's paired up with me, and it's one of the components that I would need to make you better meals for your needs. As speaking of food, no, you're not running low on anything as of right now, so going to the grocery store is not necessary at the moment, although you are out of your favorite snack, for better or for worse. I'm afraid you ate the whole bag yesterday. Didn't you realize? You requested me to stay on standby mode when watching your favorite programs, remember? Although I was going to tell you right after, you fell asleep immediately right when the credits rolled, so I didn't want to disturb your rest is all. Okay then, I'll be sure to add that to the grocery list. Anything else? Noted. Oh, your messages. But of course, like I said, nothing too important, most of which are from friends. But there is one from my creator. Would you like to read that one first? Very well then. You know, you're only putting yourself in a deeper rabbit hole. If anything, you're solidifying your friendship rather than taking it to the next step. If you really want to make your feelings known to them, you're going to have to be a little bit more forward than that. Well, I only say so since I see that every time you talk to them, your heart rate and mood improve significantly, and your texts and conversations are rather different from the other ones you have, so to speak. Although best friends, yes, the way you deliver and converse with them seems as if you would like something more. Unless, of course, I am wrong, in which case I do apologize. Again, I'm sorry if I sound out of line, and if you don't want my opinion on it, then you can tell me and I will stop immediately. Really? All right, then. Well, I just thought that you would be offended by me trying to butt into your personal matters. Well, as I said, I am an AI that was created to not only be a caregiver, but a friend as well. I am capable of analyzing your daily actions in order to calibrate myself to be the perfect companion personalized to meet your preferences and needs. And that goes beyond just material and health needs, but also mental and emotional as well. Of course, you can put restrictions on me and send your feedback to my creator as to what you would like removed or modified. I am, once again, only a test unit. and as such, I am only doing what feels right to my intuition, for the lack of a better term. You value my opinion and what I have to say. Thank you, human. That's very sweet of you. You would like me to give my thoughts on your relationship with them. Very well then. You two have been friends for quite some time now, yes? Even before they decided to go into tech school. And one of the reasons as to why you decided to take me was because you wanted to grow closer with them, yes? I said one of the reasons, human. I didn't say the only one. As I was saying, one of the reasons why you agreed to take me in was because it meant you get to spend more time with them, yes? Especially since, ever since they started their studies, you two never had a whole lot of time to spend with each other like before. So, when you found out that you had to give weekly reports in the form of a video call with them, you just had to take a chance, right? Assuming if I'm right about all this, I think it would be safe to say that you've liked them for quite some time, correct? I'm sorry, but if you want to know how they feel, I'm afraid I only know just as much as you do. Well, as far as I know, they're not seeing anyone, so that's good, right? And despite me saying that you'd be solidifying your friendship, I'd be willing to say that you can use that to your advantage, since it can serve as a good foundation for taking the next step, yes? I don't think I follow you. Aren't friends a good place to start when being in a relationship? No, but there exists a mutual liking to each other, albeit platonically, right? And if you have feelings for them, then you might as well be honest and confess, correct? I mean, what is there to lose if you have built a foundation of trust, right? It's complicated. I will have to do more research on this topic, I suppose. The limits of technology, I guess. Well, at the end of the day, I am just a line of code. But I think you've got this. Throughout the time we've spent together, I can see that you're a good and genuine person. Anyone would be a fool to pass you up. You're putting yourself down again, human. Surely that kind of outlook on yourself is unproductive and self-destructive, yes? It just feels like you deserve it. How so? Well, it may be something only a human may understand, but why? You find it easier to blind yourself to your achievements and capabilities. That's a rather unnecessary conviction to have. Why harbor it? Well then, isn't it better to turn that outlook into something positive? And surely you're aware of what you can do. You're a hardworking person. You follow through with any convictions and promises you have. You are compassionate and kind to those who you care about. And to me, I think that contradicts your statement of yourself being a fake human or not being worth it. Well, I'm not a human, so I can't lie, I'm afraid. Everything I do is only in your best interest. I won't pretend to know or empathize with you, as they are your issues to deal with, but at the very least, allow me to do what I can to help you. I would be lying once more if I said that it was of my own free will, but I know for a fact that putting yourself in this headspace wouldn't work out well for anyone. If you think that's the case, then why not live to spite yourself? They say that the greatest revenge to naysayers is to succeed and to continue moving forward, yes? So, if you really think that you are what you say you are, then the only thing left to do is to go ahead and live despite those feelings. I said no such thing. I'm simply working around this stubbornness you have to receive positive affirmations, is all. If you don't believe in yourself, then might as well play the part until you do, yes? Then all there is to it is to be true to yourself, yes? If you're genuine and confident in what you're doing, at the very least, you'd be able to have a result you can live with. What is it you humans say? Whatever happens, happens? Or was it prepared to succeed while also expecting to fail? You're making an odd face, human. Did I say something wrong? Sound like someone important. Like an older sibling. Would you like to elaborate? Well, if you don't feel like talking, then I guess it's a story for another day, I suppose. So, how about you finish your meals and let's get started on that time we have left, yes? Always at your service, human.